ESPN Zone was a sports-themed restaurant and entertainment center chain that opened in 1998 and closed in 2018.
Whether on a business trip or a family vacation, ESPN Zone is a perfect place for the sports-minded family, as well as sports lovers of all types and ages. Step into ESPN Zone and you have entered a world where sport is king.
ESPN Zone is not your average sports bar. It truly is ESPN in 3D. Except, you don't have to wear the 3D glasses to experience it, which is good because that'd be weird. Anyway, trust me, with amazing food and interactive games, ESPN Zone is definitely a taste of ESPN.
In 1992, Art Levitt conceived of an ESPN Disney project while he was Disney Parks and Resorts Vice President of Resorts and Special Projects. The concept was originally called ESPN Grill when it was announced in October of 1997. ESPN Grill was renamed on December 29, 1997 to ESPN Zone to connote that there was more to the venue. The first ESPN Zone opened in Baltimore, Maryland on July 11, 1998 in the power plant on the Inner Harbor. The Chicago location opened on July 10, 1999 in the North Bridge development. The ESPN Zone was like a Chuck E. Cheese for sports fans. By sports fans, we mean guys. By guys, we mean young guys, say 35 and under. Most of the women in the place either had been dragged there by their boyfriends or were moms rather loosely chaperoning their kids. The ESPN Zone was part sports bar and grill, part game room and part live show, offering a taste of ESPN. The fellas could not get enough of it, especially when ESPN did live TV or radio from one of the booths. There were ESPN zones in Washington, D.C., in Las Vegas, in New York Times Square, even one in downtown Disney in the shadow of Disneyland. There were 9 of them in all. There's never a shortage of young guys dazzled by what they perceive as cool and willing to hand over pockets full of money checking out the ESPN branded merch on their way to their table. Who could forget the adult-themed video games found throughout the second floor? Oh wait, if you had kids, those games looked awfully familiar. That's right, you could have found some of those games at Chuck E. Cheese. In fact, you could have played those games at the other adult Chuck E. Cheese competitor, Dave & Buster's. If you ever visited an ESPN Zone, who could forget the bathrooms? Every man's dream to go into the bathroom and never miss a second of ESPN Sports Center or miss that last shot of your basketball game. Wall-to-wall TVs in the bathroom and stalls. In 2009, Disney Regional Entertainment closed 2 ESPN Zone locations. A restaurant in Denver closed in June, and another in Atlanta closed in October of that year. In June of 2010, all but 2 locations were shuttered, with the remaining restaurants located in Southern California. As part of the decision by Walt Disney Parks and Resorts, through their Disney Regional Entertainment division, to no longer operate the restaurants in 2010. They sold the rights to operate the location in Anaheim to Zone Enterprises of Anaheim, another Disney subsidiary, and the LA Live location to Ann Schultz Entertainment Group, which owns the LA Live complex. The Los Angeles location, housed in the ESPN West Coast headquarters building, closed in July of 2013. In October of 2017, Disney announced plans to replace ESPN Zone and other downtown Disney vendors at the Disney Resort with a resort hotel, which has since been canceled. The restaurant finally closed on June 2nd, 2018.
For more than 10 years, one sports bar at the Inner Harbor has offered up food, drink, and fun for fans of all ages. But tonight, the ESPN Zone is closing its doors for good. The Baltimore location opened 12 years ago as the chain's first restaurant. Just last week, the Walt Disney Company, which owns the restaurants, announced Baltimore and 4 other locations would close due to the shaky economy. That news came as a total shock for one employee.
Much notice. Everyone's got their local sports bar, but yeah, I don't know where the city of Baltimore congregate.
In addition to Steve, more than 100 employees are now out of a job.
Thank you for watching. If you like this content, and if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button. Thanks.